Hello friends, so today I've got the most happening product to showcase to you, and what can be a better place than the place I am sitting here right now. So as you can see, that's the Brahmaputra river behind my back, and the Naranarayan Setu, that's the name of the bridge that connects Gwalpara to Bongaigaon. That's my hometown. You can see a hissing noise coming in the background. That's basically some work that's going on. There are lots of pontoons, barrages, ships that have come to this port, and a lot of construction work is going on around here. And yeah, that's the device that I have on my hands. I can't explain in words the kind of look and feel the device has. It's something next level. Let's get into the review. So the Xiaomi 12 Pro, or the Showstopper as Xiaomi calls it, has everything flagship grade on it. So you can see it has triple 50 megapixel camera setup, a 120 Hz 10-bit 2K plus AMOLED LTPO panel, Snapdragon 8Gen1, 120 watt fast charging, NFC, wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, the list just goes on. It's pretty heavy at 205 grams and comes in 3 colors. So the one that I have right now is Noir Black, then there is Couture Blue and Opera Mauve. In terms of size variants, there is just 2 options, 8 to 56 and 12 to 56, which I feel is a good way to go ahead with, because 125 8GB in current days with the kind of cameras the phones comes with is just not good enough. Now coming to one of the biggest highlights of the device, so it has a 2K plus 6.73 inch AMOLED display, and mind you, this is one of the best quality displays I have ever used. I'm comparing this with an Apple iPhone 12 as well as a OnePlus 10R. This is a top of the line device having a top of the line display. Coming back to the specs, it has a tall 20:9 aspect ratio, 3200 by 1440 pixels. Converting to DPI, it has a DPI of 522 ppi. It is a LTPO 2.0 panel, which means the display can sync refresh rates from 1 Hz to 120 Hz depending on the requirement. It has a touch sampling rate of 480 Hz, which is again extremely high. It has over 1 billion colors expected of a high quality AMOLED panel. It covers the entire DCI-P3 gamut. It is a E4 rated panel with a contrast ratio of 8 million is to 1, and the peak brightness, as you can see, is 1500 nits. So I'm standing outside in stark daylight, and still you can see the screen is visible without any issues at all. So you don't need to rush to a shade to enjoy your visual delights. You can do it right where you are standing, even if under extremely bright sun, right? It is HDR10 plus panel, supports Dolby Vision and 16,000 level of brightness adjustment, and the regular display modes like reading mode, sunlight mode. You can change the color saturation, etc. Raise to wake, all these double tap to wake, all these features are there. One more thing to highlight here is that it has a 360-degree ambient light sensor. So it's not just at the front that you have the ambient light sensor, it's at the back also. So this is something new that I noticed. And yeah, in terms of protection, it uses Gorilla Glass Victus, which is the latest and greatest from Gorilla Glass at the front. At the back side, again, the back panel is, I think, Gorilla Glass 5. So yeah, that's what the display is. Now the phone runs on MIUI 13 based on Android 12, and yeah, it's a personal preference on the UI. Some people like it, some people don't. But I find MIUI one of the most polished UIs available in the market right now. In terms of safety and unlocking, there is face unlock as well as optical fingerprint sensor under the display. It's an optical one, but it is blazingly fast. Blazingly fast, comparable to the capacitive ones. Now coming to the second flagship grade spec, which is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset. I will run through the spec detail of the processor, while at the same time I'm running the NT2 benchmark. So Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is the latest and greatest offering from the house of Qualcomm. It has a 4 nanometer process, and it's a octa-core processor with a maximum clock speed of 3 GHz. It follows the 1 plus 3 plus 4 architecture, which means one prime core is there, which has a clock speed of 3 GHz. There are 3 gold cores and then finally 4 silver cores. And you can see the NT2 score here, 954K, which is amongst the highest that I have come for any device till now. And when I go into the rankings, you can see that my device has come at the 4th position, and the first position is also taken up by 12 Pro only, and a higher variant RAM and variant device, right? So you get the best in terms of one thing to notice is that Snapdragon always wanted 888, even the current generation one, the ones that are manufactured by Samsung, do tend to heat up a bit when you run graphics intensive tasks. For example, when I ran NT2, the device started at 35 degrees Celsius, and by the end of the test the front had become like 43 Celsius, and the rear side again I can see around 40 degrees Celsius. So the device does brag about liquid cooled technology, which has a super big vapor chamber plus 3 graphite sheets to cool it down. Yes, I was able to get sustained peak performance, but yeah, that also does mean there would be some level of throttling to maintain the smooth performance for everyday to-day tasks. Now let's get into the elephant in the room, which is the camera, which is the most highlighting spec of the device. So it features the 50 megapixel wide camera, a 50 megapixel wide angle lens, and another 50 megapixel telephoto lens. So it has triple 50 megapixel camera setup, which is like the highest possible combination in the smartphone segment yet. The sensors used are also of pro grade, so it uses the Sony IMX707 as the primary wide angle lens. It has a huge 1x1.28 inch sensor, 1.22 micrometers pixel size, 2.44 micrometer 4-in-1 super pixel. It has a huge aperture of f/1.9. The main lens supports OIS also, and the pictures are just mind-blowing. The pictures and videos are iPhone 12 that I have been using for quite some time till now is no match for the primary camera that the device has. Now moving to the ultra wide angle camera, again it's a 50 megapixel unit with 115 degree field of view, and again a reasonably sized f/2.2 aperture. The telephoto camera is also no slouch either. It also has a f/1.9 inch huge aperture size, which is similar to what other flagships are having in the main camera, right? So yep, that's it on the hardware side of the camera. Now, I'll not even get into the details of the camera modes available, just highlighting some key ones. So this is the first Xiaomi device to have its Pro Focus mode, which can track moving objects to give you the cinematic view. So it can either capture the moving object, it can also capture the eyes of the object that is shooting at. Ultra night mode, photo portrait night mode, photo portrait exposure. And one more thing is that you can use both the telephoto and the primary lens in portrait mode. So that is one of the asks that was prevalent for quite some time for Mi fans, and that is finally there. So you can use both the telephoto as well as the main camera for portraits. All the 3 lenses support night mode, and all the 3 lenses support 50 megapixel in RAW mode. Coming to video modes, like I said, you have Xiaomi Pro Focus, Ultra Night Video, you have one-click AI Cinema, which is basically some default templates of videos that can be used in a slick way in your own recordings. You have cinematic video filters, you can insert freeze frames in video, You can record HDR10 plus videos on it. There is a vlog mode. There is a dual video mode in which you can use a selfie camera and the main camera at the same time. You have video pro mode. You can also get logs of the video format. You have movie frame available that I'll use in a large extent in my future videos because it gives a cinematic view. And you have slow motion at 120, 240, 480 up to 960 fps, and I have also seen, I think it will be extended to like 1920 fps too, right? In terms of video recording, you get 8K at 24 fps, 4K at 60 fps, 4K at 30 fps, 1080p at 60, 1080p at 30, and 720p at 30 fps options. Now the front camera is also a flagship grade one. It's a 32 megapixel in-display center selfie camera, again with a decent focal aperture of f/2.45. In terms of photography features, it supports selfie night mode, AI beautify, AI portrait mode with bokeh and depth control. Again, movie frame is also supported. At the same time, it also supports HDR photos. On videos, again HDR10 plus videos are captured. You have dual video like I just said. You have AI portrait video, which again is something that is gonna be used a lot in my vlogs. In terms of the recording formats, you have 1080p at 60 fps, 1080p at 30 fps, and 720p at 30 fps. The front camera also can do slow motion video of 120 fps and 720p, so which is fairly strong considering it's a front camera. So in the next minutes or so, you will see some of the clicks and videos that I have taken through this camera setup in the last few days of my use. Leave your comments below if you wanted detailed camera comparison, because the camera is so detailed that it deserves a complete video just set up around the camera. So guys, all the videos that you are going to see here have been clicked right using my own hands. I have not used any gimbal, but just look at the sort of stabilization the primary camera has been able to achieve. It's mind-blowing. I mean, I don't think I have to need to carry my gimbal ever around me when I have this device with me. Just look at the stabilization, and I'm using just one hand to achieve this. I'm not using even both of my hands to achieve even some sort of manual intervention in stabilizing, right? Just look at these cinematic footages and just look at how stable the footage is. I don't have any words for it. And one more thing is that the stabilization is not limited only during the daytime shoots when you have ample sunlight. So next, let me also show you one of the clips that I have made completely indoors at night. This is the room. The room light conditions are just default, whatever light is present in any hall room. We are having an event of my son's rice eating ceremony, and just see, even at night the view is such great. And the same can even be extended to the selfie, which are again of extremely high quality. There's no There is no lack of quality in either any of the cameras that have been used in the device, be it the main primary wide camera, the ultra wide camera, the telephoto lens, whatever it be, all are top notch. So after the camera, let's move to the gaming performance of the device, and here I'll just try one game because that is the one that you will want to play with this device, which is BGMI. Now I got the same performance that I was expecting any flagship device to deliver. So you have all the extreme options available in any of the graphics modes that you can pick. So there is no compromise on any performance in PUBG, and you will get to experience the best gameplay and the gaming sensitivity ever you have played in any device. So I have not played PUBG for quite some time, so it's after like 4-5 months that I have tried it out, and only for the sake of doing this video that I am trying it out. And yes, I have lost my touch quite a lot, so I have to practice again. So yeah, you get top-notch gaming performance whatever you throw at it. In addition to it, yeah, PUBG doesn't support 90 FPS as of now. Hope that is brought out soon for devices from Xiaomi. There is no limitation from the processors and to achieve this, neither from the processor nor from the screen refresh rate. It's just that BGMI needs to incorporate Xiaomi 12 Pro also in its lineup of 90Hz supported devices. So yeah, I will practice sometime in future. Apart from this, there are so many numerous flagship level specs that I have skipped. For example, the 120 watt hypercharge that can charge the device in just 18 minutes from 0 to 100%, 50 watts of wireless turbocharging with 10 watts of reverse wireless charging. So yes, you can charge your wireless charge capable earbuds or any other smaller device right from the phone itself. In terms of connectivity, you have dual SIM with 5G supports, and the 5G bands, I think there are 15 5G bands that are supported, and all the 4G and the rest of 3G and 2G bands, everything is supported. From Bluetooth, we have Bluetooth 5.2 connectivity here. We have Wi-Fi 6E in the device. There is an X-axis linear vibration motor resulting in enhanced gaming feedback. You also have NFC, which again can lead to wireless payments. Once things start working in India, a lot of development on wireless payments have started, and hopefully NFC in devices will also be made to good use. You have dual GPS positioning with both L1 and L5 support. You have, in terms of sensor, proximity sensor, ambient light sensor, accelerometer, gyroscope, electronic compass, a linear motor, an IR blaster, which is a magic to have in a device at this age, right? Your device also features a quad speaker setup, one of the very few in the industry, with subwoofer and tweeter on both the sides. The sound is also tuned by Harman, and you can listen to an example here.
Energy that is about to reveal an entire universe of color.
So there you have it, guys, the showstopper from Xiaomi this year, the Xiaomi 12 Pro. There are some great launch offers on the product. I think you can try it out. It's one of the best options available in the market if you are looking for a premium Android device. There are numerous pros of the device and just two cons that I have noticed. One is the heating thing, which is prevalent on all Snapdragon Gen 1 devices. The other is battery life, which because of the addition of the 120 watt charger is more than overcompensated. So my verdict, definitely the best Android device that you can buy for the price range it is operating at. Thanks for watching, guys. Please leave your comments below if you want to know any more details about the product. Please like and subscribe, and please do keep supporting me. Thank you so much.